We opened with a show called Forbidden Area, which was based on a novel by a man called Pat Frank.
Pat Frank.
Pat Frank, and a very skilled article it was, a very skilled book.
He was a best-selling novelist at the
Yes,
time.
and it was a very good, this was a very good show, a good book. It was adapted for us by Rod Serling, and very well done. And it really had an interesting thing in this time of the Cold War and everything, that the Russians hit on a thing of creating an American town, absolute American town right in the heart of Russia. And everybody was brought up as Americans. No Russian was spoken. There was they memorized baseball scores. They all knew about the Dodgers and the Yankees and this young spy. This was like a spy school, and they were to work inside America. You see, so off they started to ship their graduates to wherever, and the one that came to us came in the person of Tab Hunter, who was the most beautiful, young, blonde, innocent, teenage doll. You know, the girls were screaming about him and everything. And it turned out that he wasn't a bad actor. He wasn't terribly good, but he was playing something that was so right for him. He was just playing the American boy next door. He didn't have to do anything else till he got mean. And he was very, very good, directed by Frankenheimer. Now, the show was fine, but it was the great disappointment of Frankenheimer and me. Frankenheimer, by this time, before this, had been promised the opening show, as well as a contract to do every third show. So he had the best contract of all, as it included the opening. And that meant a lot to him he had a good eye about publicity and everything, and he wanted that. Well, in his mind and in mine, we were going to open with an original, because that's what I thought this show was about, and we should do, although I knew we would have originals and adaptations and whatever else of stories, of plays, of novels, that I think the excitement was an original. And we had Requiem for a Heavyweight, which had been specially commissioned by us from Rod. He got it all ready. It was ready to go when we needed it. And exciting at that. Brilliant. Somehow, there was a man out here who was an executive at CBS in Hollywood, not New York, named Al Scalpone, who really did not like Requiem for a Heavyweight. And although we had such enthusiasm from New York about the script and everything, somehow, maybe Hubble had a doubt that he didn't express to me or whatever, but, or maybe Scalpone, as an executive, really kind of just kept hammering away. And he said, it's a downbeat, it's a thing, downbeat. That was the era when downbeat was like it. And so finally, Robinson called himself, we had a long talk, and he said, put Requiem in the second week and open with the Pat Frank show. I felt so badly, and I couldn't say it's no good. We were going to do that the second week. So I said, I just have a yen for an original. And Rod Serling, he said, well, you got Rod Serling. He's done the adaptation of Pat Frank. And so that's what happened. Needless to say, John did the opening of Forbidden Area.
Yes.
And of course he could not then do Requiem. I had said to him, because I thought this was true, that we would have saved Requiem for you for later. He said, oh, no, you wouldn't. I was told that I had to do it when it was done, a second, or I wouldn't be promised it. I don't remember. Anyway, he was brilliant at it. He and Rod Serling had a soul communication. They loved each other's work. They were very happy working together. We had Jack Palance played the lead.
The boxer.
The boxer. His trainer and manager were Keenan Wynn and Ed Wynn. But I knew him because I was a real friend of Keenan's, and I knew Ed as a friend and had known him over the years. And then we had Kim Hunter was the girl. And then for the two other boxes, the slapstream, I had two real ones, Slapsy Maxie Rosenblum.
Who once was the light heavyweight champion.
Right, and Max Baer,
who was the heavyweight champion.
So they were the real McCoy.
And both of whom were pursuing acting careers.
Yes, and they were not bad in this at all. And so it was really wonderful. We got 5 Emmys in the leads for that one show.
But Ed Wynn was the really controversial cast member.
Oh, yeah. So controversial that at one point his son came to me and said, "You got to fire the old man. We can't go on with him."
For what reason? That he was
Couldn't
not
remember a word.
He was not an actor, he was a comedian?
Yeah. But I said, "Well, he looks pretty good to me. He's worked." He said he can't remember anything in rehearsal. And when he doesn't remember, he does his shtick. He goes, he does his things, fire chief and all that. And I was just not going to have it. I don't know. And finally, they all really ganged together. Sterling and Ralph Nelson, who directed it, and very well. We had to do interesting things about casting. We had to try to beef up things with actors who were getting a shot at something they didn't get elsewhere, that they didn't get in movies, or they didn't get. There were a lot of, even an actor who's quite well along as a leading actor in movies. He may be relegated only to certain kinds of parts and repeat them over and over. That's the Hollywood tradition, particularly at that time.